Fans are talking a rebuild. Player can't follow instruction. Man can't handle the detail. Now we wanna sell like retail to buy a whole new whatever that won't gel. Mourinho, Oli and Van Gaal. So many signings that failed. Fans are talking a rebuild. Player can't follow instruction. Man can't handle the detail. Now we wanna sell like retail to buy a whole new whatever that won't gel. Mourinho, Oli and Van Gaal. So many signings that failed. Yo, this is the OT99 Bantering, where opinions are shared and smoke gets served. Look, we're back again with another show. It's your boy Firms, and I'm joined today by NK. And today we're going to talk about the game that we recently witnessed. That was Manchester United versus Aston Villa. Look, Manchester United got the victory 1-0, but quite frankly, it was a bit of a stop-start type of performance. It was a bit of a performance that doesn't really give me any assurance going into the next fixture, which is against Villa again. So, look, NK, let's talk about it then. So, obviously, what I wanted to talk to you about first is what you thought of our performance. Just generally, what you thought about our performance against Villa, man. Is it something that you feel that we can build on? Is it something that you thought, is there any positives? Let's start off with the positives, man. Because there's probably going to be a lot of stuff that we're talking about which we didn't like. And, it's tough times going on.
Yeah,
tough times.
I don't know.
Give me some positives.
Asking about United performance right now is like asking me if I drive like what do you call it? Some kind of like a Ferrari or something, bro.
What does that even mean, bro?
It means I don't remember the last time we got a performance out of United fan. Like the positive thing is it was a cup tie, we won, We won. We got, I think, the first clean sheet in I don't know, as many long. I think the last time I think prior to that game, Man United had one clean sheet in 19, which was when Ralf'S played Crystal Palace, and we got that clean sheet.
That's
so
crazy.
It was the second clean sheet, So that was the only positive, anyways, that we are into the next round.
Well,
and we didn't have to. Yeah, and we didn't have to watch extra time because I was just hoping that they don't equalize because I did not want to watch another 30 minutes of that game, bro. I did not want to watch another 30 minutes. So I could say that was the only thing. Performance-wise, it was just a classic Manchester United win. When we always win games and then we come here to say we won, but it could have gone anywhere.
We spent a lot of the time, right, on sort of WhatsApp or whatever, that video, like chatting about analyzing the game as we were watching it, me, you, and Rons, and like we was obviously talking about, was highlighting basically our frustration in the game. A lot of the time it was a frustration. Yeah, I'll start off with the positives as well. So obviously the positive is that Manchester United is through. Yes, this is basically our last opportunity for us to lift any silverware. We're in the Premier League, out of the Premier League running. Champions League is obviously the bar set high. We're not looking good enough for that. So FA Cup is basically our only opportunity. We're through. And our next opposition is Middlesbrough. I don't really watch Middlesbrough too tough, but it's a game that I would hopefully, you would hope that Manchester United could get through. So that's a positive. And I'll also say the positive is that we've got Scott McTominay that got on the score sheet. He was allowed to get forward. He stopped start again. He's here and there, but when he is allowed to advance, he does provide a goal threat from the midfield, which is strange. And that combination of McFred, who we all ridicule, were the source of the goal. So, I mean, that was commendable, I would say. But outside of that, after that goal, thing just went terribly wrong. So, NK, tell me what went terribly wrong, man, in that game from your perspective. I can't hear you now. Is your sound? You're muted, NK. You're muted.
Yeah, yesterday, what do you call it? I watched the game and this morning, obviously, business was a bit kind of like slow today. So I had a chance to like rewatch the game kind of like back because I don't know, every time we seem to complain about our midfield over and time again. And you said one of the positives was that McTominay was allowed to kind of like go forward. Now, our game plan, I saw what the game plan was because Ranić literally went back to the old formation. So it's like right now he's actually having to just say that whatever I'm trying, it don't work with this boy because they can't learn. So let me just go back to what they are used to. So yesterday we played a 4-2, 3-1 or whatever it is. Like the formation we always used to play under Oli.
Yeah,
we just went back to 4-2-3-1.
It was confusing though, because when I looked at that formation, it was a 4-2-3-1. The fullbacks was super high up the pitch. Bruno Fernandes actually was even in more advanced positions at times than Cavani. It almost even looked like a 4-2-2, but the AMCs like Rashford and who else was it? Greenwood. Or whatever, was very wide. They played as wingers. But Bruno
it was a 4-2-3-1 formation. I think they went back to how Oli wanted to do, but obviously with a different kind of like mindset, because I think McTominay, I think Ralf'S kind of like tell him like, I want you to start going forward more. And it just made me feel like, the way McTominay is not playing, when a guy like Pogba kind of like coming, it will kind of like suit him more, because obviously the way, with passing and everything, like even yesterday, McTominay was doing like long range passing, finding Rashford kind of a few times there. But where we went wrong is the width. It's United. I think United as a team, we got decision-making problem. We've really got decision-making problem, because yesterday, I think Villa, they normally tend to defend narrow. We had so much joy on the width, especially like Rashford and Greenwood. They had a lot of the balls. But these two guys here, and we're going to need, like Sancho needs to just start finding form very quick, because yesterday, Cavani, for example, he was just literally doing what we have been associated with Martial and Ronaldo time and time again, Ralph. They don't get services, because wingers here, the thing about wingers is your wingers, number one priority, they need to be creative. They're not supposed to be, wingers are supposed to be getting more assists than they get with goals. Mostly, but if your wingers are going to be getting more goals like how Liverpool want to do, then you have to have like a number 9 that is not more like kind of like a goal scorer. They're more like kind of like hard-working, hold up play and bring your wingers into play. But we don't really do that. Rashford yesterday had the ball time and time again, and both him and Greenwood. Anytime they get the ball, their first instinct is find a space and shoot. From time and time again, that's what they kind of like want to do all the time.
We saw Rashford dribbling and then dribbling again, trying to find that space to curl it, and then obviously that attack failed.
Right, just try to curl it. And Greenwood too, same thing too. Always trying when they get it, he just want to just kind of like find that little kind of like angle just to shoot. And the finish, when they do that, they avoid the finish. Our midfield are not the most creative kind of like guys too. So when your midfield is not creating, then you look to your width, fullbacks, and then your wingers. But the thing is, because example like Rashford, for example, when he get a ball, he's not thinking, oh, is the fullback going to overlap for me to give the ball to him so that I can create a space? He's just thinking, let me find a space to shoot. So even if Shaw is to make a run, that run is going to get ignored. Greenwood too, same thing. Greenwood kept on ignoring Delort from time and time again. So the fullback were just never in a position where they could get they get into good positions, but they were not getting the ball to kind of like put the cross in. Never doing that too. And our wingers too were never putting decent crossing, because they were always looking to kind of like score goals, which was not good. So in terms of creativity, we are struggling just because of decision makings. But people need to just look. We got Ronaldo and Cavani, two of the best guys, number 9s in the game. Yet they don't get clear-cut chances, but they don't get even good headers to even head up. And that's a big problem. But creativity is a big problem, but in that team.
I think you're right. It's spot on there. And I think because watching that game, it's always just nerve-wracking. Watching Man United when we're in the lead, it's always nerve-wracking. I was all just thinking, and you were saying it when we was watching it as well, like, what we're gonna concede. When we score one goal and don't go on to kill off the game, go on to get the second or third, this is where it exposes us to teams being able to pull a goal back in. I don't know if it was last season this was happening to us or the season before, where teams always kept on scoring and equalizing late in the game because we weren't killing them off. And I was just getting deja vu moments in this game against Villa that was going to happen to us. But luckily, we kept that clean sheet. But I think, yeah, you're right. I think like Sancho's definitely needed because he's someone that has just got creativeness in his brain as the option number one. And then obviously if he's got an opportunity to score and there's no one else around, then he will try and do that. But Rashford and Greenwood are guys that were playing up front. They were strikers. Then we put them out and as wingers. And it's just one of those things where their mind is not tuned to be creative first and then striker second. So what we do really need to do is, I know people may say, you know, it's crazy, but we do need to start thinking about an attacking option on the wings as well. But that brings me to this next topic with Elanga. So when Rashford obviously got substituted, we saw Elanga come on a pitch, and Elanga probably had like under 10 minutes to show what he had to do, Lingard as well. And Elanga really stood out to me. He's someone that looked very hungry, and that's the type of passion and hunger that I want to be seeing from every one of our players, especially in this time where the media is against you, opposition fans are against you, everyone's grilling Manchester United, taking a mickey out of them. Look, they should be pulling together, right? You've got Ronaldo in your dressing room, you've got big boys in your dressing room to say, you know what, look, we need to turn this game around. And there was a little bit of optimism that I was thinking, you know what, Man United, with all the degrees that got in the media, maybe there's a small percent that we're just going to turn things around and play together. And we didn't really see that. And what was worrying me is the fact that, that Rashford didn't as well. He's been getting a lot of criticism, and he didn't show what his ability is. In the first few minutes in the start, he did, but then Elanga basically did what we expect from Rashford in just the space of less than 10 minutes. And it just makes me think, you know, what's Rashford's future at this club?
You know what? The thing about Rashford is, and it's really upsetting because, bro, let's be realistic. Rashford ain't going nowhere. He is not going nowhere. He's a Manchester United guy on 200,000 a week ago. I know he got 18 months left on his contract, but the club is they're gonna renew his contract, and they're gonna give him peace whether he play well or not, because he's a Manchester United guy, and you know they will rather offer him big money for him to stay than sell him. So we just have to hope that he get his confidence somehow. You know, that decision making of his game, I know he's getting to an age where it's just never going to be there. I think he's the kind of a player where he play with confidence, you know. But sometimes you just need to, like yesterday, and I always say this, you need to, as a winger, you need to be crazy. When you have the ball and then two players double up on you, don't try to beat two of them. Don't try to do that. Like, try and use your fullbacks. Give it to your fullbacks and just make a run so that you can get, like, be creative when you run into situations, you know. Two guys, if you get one-on-one, go at them, because one-on-one, you're a more skillful player and a defender doesn't know what you're going to do. So one-on-one, try and do that. But when you see two guys double up on you, 2, 3, don't feel like you are the best dribbler. Even Ronald Jr. ain't even going to try to beat 2, 3 guys at a time, but you just don't do that. And that's what Rashford need to. He need to just learn when to do certain stuff. That's what he needs to learn to his game.
You know, the interesting thing, just to touch on your point before you continue, is Rashford, if he just simplified it, right? He's got the acceleration speed, he's got the strength to just get half a yard and whip that ball in, like Elanga did. If he just did that, that would be enough thing. Park the skills. You know, like how we had to retrain Ronaldo when he first came and he was a younger. Park the skills, put that to one side. Just do the basics. We just want to see the basics. Get that small bit of yard, just get the half a yard and whipping across. I don't even care if anyone's in a box or not. We just want to see that from you. Keep doing that.
Wow. And that's the thing. I don't know. I just feel like because they've obviously associated him to be like this kind of like world-class talent, he just feel like right now he needs to do more. It's like he play as if like he spent his time watching videos, and when he go on the pitch, he want to try certain stuff. But sometimes that's not how you're supposed to play. As I told you, like that. Look, the best dribblers on the game, when you get two guys double up on you, but man, it is harder to do that, because even if you get past those two guys, there are other defenders waiting for you, especially when team play low blocks. You are not game dribble past any team that play low block. So what you need to do is you need to be very smart where you use your fullbacks as decoys, you know. Give it to your fullbacks and make a run. I don't even remember the last time Rashford even started to make runs. You know how before he used to make a lot of like runs for them to just kind of like try to find him countless of times. He's even stopped doing those kind of things. And Elanga is a guy, for example, I feel like he was molded as a winger. You know, Rashford, when he was young, Rashford used to play as a striker. And then when he came, we just realized that he cannot play as a striker. It's the same thing we do with Greenwood too. Greenwood was playing as a striker. Now we're playing Greenwood as a winger. That's what Rashford used to do. So I think he spent all his young age playing as a striker. Now that he's a winger, he's having to learn how to play as a winger, and he is struggling to just get the decision making right with that. Guys like Elanga, bruv, they play as a winger from a young age, and that's where they have played. So they know, bro, when I get to that side here and I get you one-on-one, use my, I don't have to do skills to pass you. I knock the ball forward and I'm running. If you can catch me, catch me. But when I knock it there, it's a sprint.
Use your strengths. You get me? Use your strengths.
Use your strength. That's the thing. Use your strength. You don't need to do them step over or just try to go for bow. It is very simple. Knock the ball, use your space, your pace, and when you get there, bro, put that ball in the box.
Adama Traore, he does that same thing. He'll just knock the ball past you. Do you know what's interesting?
Exactly.
One thing I saw from Elanga, yeah, and people may have missed it, I don't know, but when he laid that ball off, I can't remember if it was to Shaw or whoever. He laid it off. No, not even when he beat the man. It's like he passed the ball back to his teammate. Maybe it was Shaw. Then he made a darting run forward. He literally laid it off, and then he was on his back and he ran looking for the return pass. And I looked at that as a breath of fresh air, bro. Because usually when we do these passes, we're so stagnant and we're so like, oh yeah, pass it to my feet. I ain't gonna be able to. I can't even be bothered to run. He passed it back and then was gone. And I feel like everyone in this team just needs to get back to basics. As soon as you pass that ball, make the darting run. As soon as opposition's on that ball, run. Just run.
Right. And if it is fair, when he does that run, yeah, what he's doing is he's taking the fullback with him.
Yes.
And what that does, that's a create space for our fullback to either cross the ball or pass the ball to him.
Yes,
so you give the fullback two options. And this is what I'm just trying to tell you. You give the fullback two options. And the way Rashford play, if you want to be a winger that you want to score goals, those are the kind of stuff that you need to do. You need to use your fullback a lot. You know, if you want to be the winger that score goals, yeah, you need to use your fullback because you cannot dribble past two guys and score. Never ever happening. Yeah. And fullbacks are smart. They do their homeworks. And they know that one of Rashford's strengths is to cut in onto his right foot and shoot. So when he's going to defend one-on-one against you, bro, he's already showing you to your left foot.
Yeah.
And if you get another guy coming there too, the guy that's going to double up on you too is also blocking your what do you call it? Your right-hand side. Yeah. So they already done their homework. So he needs to just stop that back. I feel like he just needs to just sit on the bench for a little while, you know. Me personally, our next game, well, if it's Ronaldo, Elanga, and Sancho, I'll be happy, but on the wings, but I will be happy because what I saw Elanga did for like about 5-10 minutes, I know if you play him against Villa, that much you cash won't want to even face him, that he will not want to face him.
I really do think that, what do you call it? I really do feel Ralf Rangnick said, you know what? I'm going to make a choice out of these youngers. Who am I going to bring through? At least, worst case scenario, I'm going to be remembered for bringing in this guy and making him do well. You looked at Diallo and thought, no, you can go on loan. Do you know what I mean? Looked at a few other players and thought, yeah, you know, you can go on loan. 2 hands a day or whatever. But Elanga, I think you've got what it takes for me to you follow instruction. You got what it takes, and then we can bring you forward.
He's direct. He's a direct winger, but he is a direct winger, but no, this like he just get a ball in the first finish, bro. Let me just run at this guy, so let me just try to do something. It's just a direct winger, and that's what you need, but that's what your strikers do, but you create space for every single one around you, but like Rashford, even yesterday's game, like from time I just saw Luke Shaw will have the ball. And then he would drop deep to say, give me the ball, give me the ball. I think make a run, bro. Like, make a run. He
encourage people to play
deep,
the ball.
And he like, give me the ball. And then he want to get the ball from deep and start running at guys. But sometimes you don't do, well, he's just getting very frustrated to watch. And he is just so much low on confidence that even now, one-on-one, he even struggled to beat his guy, bro. And he just need to just sit down, go back to basic, gain his confidence back again, because he's a confident kind of like that. When he's unconfident, he's very good. Just gain his confidence back, man. But for the meantime, bro, give guys like Elanga, who is very hungry, who is feel like he's on confidence, bro, man. Just do that, because the big guys ain't doing the job now. They're really not doing the job.
Do you know what I think? You know what I forget? Sometimes it's just like, and maybe it could be in relation to this. I'm going to bring it back to this, with Rashford, before we move on to another topic, because I really do. I'm starting to feel sorry for the guy. Before it was just like annoyance and anger and like, why is he still playing? And he's getting paid all this money. Now I'm actually getting to a point which is even worse, and I'm now starting to feel sorry for him, because I'm thinking like, can he even resurrect his, like, is he done? Like, I'm starting to think like, is he done? Like, is he finished? Is his career done? I had so much big aspirations for him. I remember like gloating, like, even though I didn't really believe it, I was gloating, saying, yeah, he's better than Mbappe. But now I'm looking at him thinking, I really hope he doesn't turn into a Fernando Torres that just never comes back from it, or turns out like what's his name, Falcao. Do you know what I mean? Like, he never performs again. I'm just worried. And I saw some things on social media, right? And I'll bring it up now. I think I had it in my thing. So basically, this thing about Marcus Rashford. It says, this is the time that he's experienced over maybe the year and a half or two. It says his memorabilia was vandalized. You remember when he had that memorial picture on the wall? It got vandalized. He's received racial abuse leading back to the Euros and all of that stuff. And even before that, broke up with his girlfriend, apparently his long-term partner. During that time, he had injuries and operations with the shoulder or leg, whatever that was. Lost the final as well. Obviously, he was involved in missing a penalty. Club performances hasn't been good for the last couple of years. His own fans turning against him, criticizing him, and he's been going through quite a lot. And he's a young guy. He's 24. He's got the nation on his head. He's a guy that was, and we always used to question it, right? When he was involved in this whole, he's Marcus Rashford MBE. He's feeding the nation's children's. Like, he's doing a lot. He's meeting presidents, sitting with them, discussing with them. And I was thinking, like, this guy, he's been through a lot. He's got a lot of responsibility on his head. And we was thinking, what? Is he taking on too much? Like, is it too much? And obviously, he was saying that he's fine and players are going to do that. But I think that realistically, I'm thinking this guy really needs to just take the time out, like you said, be protected even, taken out of the fire, taken out of the limelight, and just nurtured back mentally to get his mindset right and sort out what he needs to sort out. Even if it means descaling certain responsibilities, getting back to basics as well. He needs from my opinion, I think he needs like 3 months out. I really do. I think he needs an extended time of leave and then just nurturing the Elanga. But what's your thoughts on it? Do you think he's taken on too much, or what do you think is the reason for his slump? Like, what's it linking back to?
I just think the thing is, he had the injury anyway, so and I don't think he got rushed back. If he got rushed back from his injury, that could be another thing, because Ole had this kind of a thing where he used to rush guys back from injury too. So maybe he's just kind of like trying to find like his form and everything. But what we're seeing from Rashford right now, it's not even. He just stopped doing. I think he just right now. It's kind of like a development kind of like phases, You have to just start and just go bit by bit. He just felt like he just went from here and now he feel like he's here. So he just stopped. He skipped like the middle bit where he don't want to do certain stuff no more. It's like I stopped learning my trade and I just want to go to the top straight away. And you just don't do that too, because even yesterday, as I said to you, some of the stuff that he just doing is just simple stuff. When you're playing and you got so much going on and everything like that, when you get the ball, and yesterday too, I said position-wise, he was very good. Like, he was finding space where he was receiving a lot of the ball. And when you get a lot of the ball, you are short of confidence. But and the defense are there 2-on-2 like that. Look for the help. There's no shame in trying to get your fullback like Luke Shaw on the ball and try to make a run. Do those simple stuff if you are struggling with form or going through certain stuff. Like, do that. But then he chooses to just act as if like he got something to prove. Don't prove it to no one. Work your way back bit by bit. Don't prove to no one. Don't feel like you need to score that kind of a Hollywood goal to just make everybody look like, oh yeah, you're back. Because even when he came back from injury and he was scoring goals, yeah, he wasn't celebrating, but like something is up with him. And whatever it is up with him, I feel like he just need to just sort it out. He just need to sort it out. Maybe the bench will gonna have better than finish. If you take him out of the team, is that even gonna help him out, or do you kind of like play him through this kind of a bad patch and hope that he finds his confidence? I think only the coaches that are around him here will know how to get him back from this. But I still feel like there's something there. I don't think he's just done out here. I still feel like there's something there. He's a confident kind of like guy, and guys like that, when they have confidence, bro, they will be scoring goals and everything just like that. Something just needs to click for him. And until that thing kind of like click for him, he's just gonna continue. But maybe I feel like maybe this season he just need to just write it off. But I'm afraid this season he might just need to just write it off, become more as like a bench impact kind of a player. Bring him on when we are 1-0 up, and then use his pace to exploit him so that he can slowly build his confidence now. But I don't think it's over yet. I think he still can just resort to it, but he just needs to do it step by step.
I hope so, because, you know, Ralf Rangnick brought in a sports psychologist, and obviously we've recruited Ronaldo, and those are two things that I'll be thinking about. If there's anything that's going to get this guy back on track, it will be like seeing your idol like Ronaldo as your kid growing up, like he's playing with you, you're going to want to perform in front of him, and obviously a sports psychologist to understand what's going on in your mind. And we've done all of those things, and I just hope that it turns around. But let's move on from Rashford. So just lastly, for Ralf Rangnick. So obviously Ralf Rangnick against Villa, he put out a formation. He flipped it. He's doing all sorts. I really can't keep up with him. I even think he flipped the formation in the last like 10, 20 minutes of the game. So he went from 4-2-3-1 and then he flipped it again. I think he went to a diamond when Donny van de Beek came on or whatever. But my thing is, it's just like, what's your thoughts on, you know, Ralf Rangnick was all excited, you know, 4-2-2-2, gang press style, was reading all the booklets, listening to his interviews, getting gassed. Then within the first few games, Ralf Rangnick's changed the formation, and we've practically seen a lot of styles now. We've seen, you know, 4-2-2, obviously. We've seen 4-4-2. We've seen diamond. We've seen 4-2-3-1, 4-4-3, 4-3-3. It almost gives me the feeling personally that he's tried to implement his way. He's given up, like you said earlier. He's now trying to do what the players want and what feels comfortable for them. That gives me Oli-esque vibes, because I feel like Ralf Rangnick is in a position where now, because he's not doing what he came in to do and implementing his own method, that it's almost like the security blanket that I would have had and the confidence that Ralf Rangnick's coming to implement his style is kind of taken away from me now. And it feels more like we're firefighting just to grab results, to accommodate, you know, firefighting with formations just to accommodate some of these players to get these results, but they're not accompanied with good performances. It just doesn't. I've lost that thing, because a part of me thinking 4-2-2, he's going to get it right. Once he gets it right, we're unstoppable. Now the element's almost taken away from me. I'm like, what am I left with now? I'm left with the unpredictability of whether we're going to turn up or not each week when we play our formations, and that's just a bit worrying to me. But what's your thoughts on Ralf Rangnick and his system changes and stuff like that? Do you feel the same way I feel, or do you feel like, you know, it's all part of the, you know, plan or whatever like that, and he's gonna, you know, get things right?
No, I don't think it's part of the plan. Because, you know, the thing about Ralf is, you know, where he obviously in his coaching staff or whatever it is, they've worked in clubs where they go recruit these players to kind of like play the style that he's gonna play. And most of the time too, one thing that you don't kind of like learn is like a lot of these players that come from like different European countries like Spain, German, and even some of the African. Tactically, these people are very, very aware where they are able to learn different kind of like tactics and different ways of kind of like playing. But he's come to a united team where, and I always kind of like tell you, because you always say like, oh, this team is just quality players, and you just feel like they are good enough to achieve certain stuff. And I tell you that they were bought to play a certain style of football, you know. I mean, you look at like 15 of our squad and everything like that. I could tell you like only about two or three players actually love to be on the ball. A lot of them don't like to be on the ball. They just like their awareness is very poor when you give it to them. They just when they have the ball and someone just press them just like that, they just don't know what to do. Like they just don't know what to do. So the way he want to play, he want to play in a way where we don't take too much time on ball. You get it, boom, decision making, make your mind up. When I get it, I'm just going. And because he wanted to play like that, first few games, too many unforced errors. So it was more like teams were creating chances through our mistakes. So the players were not able to get the way he wanted them to play. The players couldn't do that. And unfortunately, we are in a position where United as a club need Champions League football. So you can't afford to be making mistakes like that. This is not like preseason where you can just kind of like drill them until like they get it right. If this was like preseason, we would have had like about 4 preseason games to get it wrong and stuff like that, and no one would care. I wouldn't care if we were losing preseason game. But we are in the middle of the season where we just have to win games, you know? We just have to win games, and these players cannot play the way he want to play. So he just kind of like reverts back to, you know what? I can't get them to play the way I want to play because the players don't fit the style. We need to get Champions League football. I need to get them top 4 because that's what I was brought in to do. So let's just literally play. Let's just grind results and get to the end of the season. And then when we get to the end of the season and get preseason, and then we can be able to like recruit certain players to come in and let certain players go, then we can start from that. But until then, bro, it's about let's just go out there and just grind results. But I think one of the things that he wanted to also do is he wanted to stop leaking the goals. So he just kind of like found a system to kind of like accommodate that. And it's really affecting us going forward. But defensively, we've been okay, you know. We've been okay. Even yesterday, we got a clean sheet. We don't score a lot, but since he came, United have considered 3 goals, you know. 3 goals, and that's not bad compared to when Oli was there, when we were conceding like 2 goals or so. Now we just gone from that to, I think Ralf'S played 3 home games and 2 clean sheets at home. Actually, now 4 home games. He got 2 clean sheets, and 2 of them he hasn't been clean because Young Boys was a draw, and then Wolves scored 1-2. So he's already conceded 2 goals at home. So gradually, defensively, we're getting good, but it's just about getting smart when we have the ball to be able to implement the attacking side. But I always tell you, we need like 2 or 3 players there in order to kind of like play the way he want to play. Just even a lot of faction, but I don't think we will see that football. Not this season anyway. We will not see it.
Fair enough. Welcome, Ed Weezy. So Ed Weezy.
Yeah, what's good? What's good, guys?
Yeah, man. We just went through. We basically went through it. Now we're just wrapping up. But the question I asked NK was regarding like the match. So I know you mentioned that you didn't watch it, but what
I've got a point though. I want to speak about is the fact that I think Man United they're going around the same circle, and I think they're going to fail again because it's another manager that's come in. The players are complaining that they can't adapt to the style, and then the manager has to move away from what they want to accommodate the players.
I was just saying that, bro, and I was asking NK for his concern. He was just saying that. I was asking
that's a concern because he's a manager who's got a formation that's 4-2-2-2, right? As a manager, you're supposed to come in, get the players to adapt to your style and play. Now there are all these crisis talks, players saying that they can't play in the formation. So since Ferguson's gone, what I've realized, Man United have become a team where the players control the way they play and what they do. They play. He shouldn't have to revert back to the thing. The problem is remember I was saying now is going to show that the problem is actually the players. And they're not understanding their role is that your manager's there to manage you. Like these players want to be manager and player and just have their way. Like, and they do this thing where they complain about the style of football, so it takes away from the fact that they're not playing well. So they'll all complain that we can't adapt to the style. No, you guys are not playing well. That's it.
Yeah,
so this
is one of the reasons why I was telling friends that we need another rebuild too. Because United, for example, we got so many players that can only do one thing. Like for example, Rashford, when he can only play on the left-hand side. He can't play anywhere else. Freddie McTominay cannot play as a DM. They are kind of like box to box players who are just not even good on that. Maguire can only play when you play deep line. He cannot play high line. Luke Shaw too. Same like we got so many similar players. Even Pogba. Pogba just want to play in a 3-man midfield where he's on the left hand side of a 3-man midfield. And you go what do you call it too? Ronaldo too like to play in a way where he got someone next to him working hard. So many of these, we got Man United got so many players. Even Bruno too like to just play in a 10 role where he get the freedom. So many of these players just know how to play a certain way, and it's just very hard when they just know how to play just one way, and then you try to find a system for them to adapt to that. They just not players that know how to adapt. They are players that just know one way, and they're just the only way too. And we have a lot of them. It's not like you guys just go one or two players where they will take some time to adapt to it, and then you have to accommodate them. We got more players that struggle to adapt to new stuff. So in a way, it's like we always have to just do certain stuff to accommodate them. So in order to start playing good, we need to just let go of almost like 5. Like the first team right now need at least like 4 or 5 guys inside there in order for Man United to even start playing attractive football.
My issue for that and my counter for that is the fact that we've only just started to really poach coaches outside of our Manchester United network under Ralf Rangnick. They haven't really been here for so long. Like, when you look on FM, for example, you see adaptability, 20, 19, 18. Like, what are the stats for the guys that we had around our players? It's a frustrating. And I think a lot needs to change. And the thing is, right, is we had conversations about this offline. So we had conversations about this offline. We was bantering, me, NK, Rons for time, yeah. We was talking about all of the managers that's come to Manchester United, the players that they signed. For me, anyway, I was getting frustrated because I was just like, I didn't even want to believe that Manchester United need another rebuild, because I was just thinking in my head, that's just again going to add to the number of years where we've gone trophyless. The number of years again where we're just saying the same things and just struggling, rebuild. Because since like for example, Mourinho, yeah, since Jose Mourinho came here, he brought in 11 players. Jose Mourinho brought in 11 players. He brought in a whole squad worth of players. And Eric Bailly is the guy that's still remaining there, right? But I'm just going through the list now. Eric Bailly's there. He brought in Zlatan. It was a short-term fix. He's gone. Henrik Mkhitaryan didn't work. He came in as well. Pogba came in as well. Fans ain't happy with him. Victor Lindelof is still at Manchester United. That's 2 signings. Obviously, Eric Bailly is always injured as well. Romelu Lukaku's gone. He only stayed, a year, season and a bit gone. The Mattics, people ain't happy with him, saying he's old cargo. Do you know what I mean? Diogo Dalot, he hardly even played. He's only getting his time now. And Fred as well. People are on hot and cold with Fred as well. So, like, this is just Mourinho's signings. And then LVG as well, a lot of them have moved on from Schneiderlin and all of these people. And my thing is just like, when are we actually just going to get it right? Get the manager right, get these signings right that fit the system of style of play that the manager wants, or what even the club's looking for. And instead of us just having to always rebuild, because quite frankly, we're talking about a rebuild, and one, we don't know if Ralf Rangnick's going to be our full-time manager. He's going to be gone in 6 months. So what, he's going to buy players, buy midfielders, and then he's going to shoot off to upstairs. 2, we don't even know he's going to be a long-term successor. We're talking about Pochettino, we're talking about Ten Hag and all of these guys. We don't really know about, again, like, do they play similar styles of football? Are they going to I don't know.
Do you know what? As time's going off, sorry to cut you off here. Yeah. It's showing me more, that we should have got Conte. Because I don't want no manager that's a yes man no more. Conte would have come in, or set a formation, all this, like, NK, you know what you said? All this nonsense. If you can't play in my formation, then you're out. Look at even him, Dele Alli, all these players, like, they don't, he'll get rid of them. With Man United, we get these managers that just are too soft.
Tim,
you know what I mean?
But it's not just the managers being stopped, because Mourinho was a manager too that wasn't stopped too. But I think one of the biggest problems United have here is our recruitment strategy. I think time and time again, managers get they are being forced. A signing is literally like forced on them. You talk about Mkhitaryan. Mkhitaryan came to United not because Joseph wanted him, because when Ibrahimovic was coming to United, which is who Jose wanted, his agents, which was Guardiola, Mkhitaryan was unhappy at Dortmund, so he kind of like made it like make a two transfer in one. So he then went there to go both of them. It's like, when we had him, even Pogba came there. So there was a time that he had like about 3-4 guys of his players in there. Mkhitaryan was never a player Jose would have signed. But obviously, because they were doing the deal, Ibrahimovic was coming and he's like, hey, I got a guy at Dortmund too, who is unhappy and want to move too. He's a good player too. Do you want to sign him too? And then United was like, oh yeah. So it's like, as a manager, so Mourinho kind of like took him in and he didn't want him, but then he still had to sign him anyways, So managers from time and time again are being forced players on, And as I said, when you get the right manager inside, because United have actually got some right managers. I feel like Jose was a good guy, but then they just didn't. Jose
didn't back him, they didn't even back him fully when he was asking for what he needed.
Yes, because Jose's recruitment strategy and the way United recruitment strategy wanted to go didn't match, because Jose used to like buying players who were ready, because he knew that when he go to a club, he only spent 2-3 years there max. That has been Jose. So when he go there, he want to go get ready-made guys and go. He didn't like to this 5-year project where United 2 was like, oh, we want to try United DNA where we sign young players and develop them to be a star. He didn't want that.
He wanted seasoned Perisic. You remember the winger?
Right, that's the thing. He said, give me my guys. Well. Give me my guys. I will give you Premier League title in like 2 seasons, and then that's it. But then Manchester United is like, nah. But see, that's what I was trying to say. So if you got a recruitment strategy like that, get a guy to fill your belt. And so far, the only manager United have got that fitted them was Ole. Because Ole could do those like young kind of like thing. But when you do that, and as I said to you, when you do that, expectations become low. And Ole, and I'm telling you, this season, if it wasn't the fact that Ole could have stayed at Manchester United for 10 years and get Champions League football and not win a single league, and they would have never sacked him, because he would have done the way he wanted to do. So now, for example, if United want to sign young players and get the best out of young players, get the right manager, get your guys like that have done it before, that are successful doing that. Your Tim Hart, get them guys, get your Poch, and even Ralf. Ralf is very good working with young guys. Get him as a director of football.
What young player has Poch brought up?
Bro, Poch got
Dele Alli.
He got Dele Alli.
Southampton.
Poch got Dele Alli playing good football. He got Kane. Kane wasn't a star until under under Poch. That's what he just kind of started to do. I'm just saying.
For me, he seems like he's struggling at PSG at the moment.
Because, as I said, PSG is a team that is full of big star players. When you have the finish, PSG should never go for a manager like Poch, who enjoy working with young guys and trying to teach them their way. As a club, get your strategy in place and then find a manager that fit. Then, as I said to you, that's why I say United going forward, we need to sit down and say, United as a club, how do we want to play and how do we want to recruit? Don't go there and start buying players like Rashford and Martial and go get a Jose Mourinho, because that will not work.
That's the thing. Just to interject, that's my key thing, is that before I used to get excited about players and stuff like that, but what I've realized, and we was talking about it, 30 players plus has come through to Manchester United since Fergie's gone, or more, right? And hardly any of them has worked. Maybe 1/10 of them has worked. And that's my issue. We spent $1 billion since Fergie left. Was it $1 billion?
Okay, let's actually try and think of, just quickly, let's try and actually think of who actually's worked since Fergie's gone.
I was just mentioning that lot. So this is LVG signing.
So I've got Di Maria.
So Falcao, I'll list them. Falcao didn't work. Daley Blind. He was okay.
No, but he was all right. He was all right. He done the job.
But just Jose wanted physicality, and then he wasn't the guy.
So
it didn't work for the manager.
Rojo came as soon as OBG left. His career was over.
So it didn't work.
Di Maria, 1 season, his house got robbed. It was
didn't work. Didn't work.
And the Herrera, amazing. I think he done well.
Amazing, but club let him go.
We should have let him go.
Club let him go. So
Luke Shaw, he's still at the club, so I at least have to say, do you know what?
He's all right. He's all right.
We got value for money with Luke Shaw. We can still sell him and get money back.
Valdez, what was the meaning of that? Bastian Swine.
What, the goalkeeper Valdez?
Victor Valdez, bro. He was at
Victor
Manchester
Valdez from Barcelona.
Remember?
Yeah. But I think they brought him for his experience for backup.
No, but they brought him to become
a free agent,
a backup goalkeeper. So in a way, it didn't work. But that was also another pointless signing because we already had Rojo there, I think. I don't know. But anyway, it didn't work. Let's go on.
Bastian Schweinsteiger, again, we was hoping that would be amazing. I was excited about that.
That was also another.
He was old.
End of his terror. Sergio Romero, who was our best backup keeper ever. We let him go anyway. Didn't really give him that.
Bro, we violated him, you know. We violated him.
Memphis Depay. Like, this is even before.
Didn't work.
Didn't work.
Nah, but you know what? Memphis should have been given time, you know, honestly.
No.
But this is my thing. Like, it's just messy. Schneiderlin didn't work. And I thought he would be a decent.
Oh, Schneiderlin from Everton, right?
Morgan Schneiderlin. Yeah. Do you remember he came? Did he go to
from Everton?
Yeah, he came from Everton.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Darmian, he hardly got any game time. Do you know what I mean? He was crying for game time, just like Diallo is right now. He actually got moved on to the Italian league. Didn't really work, even though he was a decent guy. Anthony Martial, we can see what we're going through with him. He came, he done well. Start season overall, it's looking more of a
didn't work.
It didn't work. You know what I mean? And then that's Mourinho's signings, yeah. You're moving on to that's LVG signings, yeah. You're moving on to
he signed a lot of players, you know.
This is why.
Yeah, he did.
Bro, he signed a lot of players, right? Don't get me wrong. But Manchester United as a whole have signed a lot of players, bro. And then this is what I'm saying. This is why I'm stressed when I hear rebuild. Because I'm just like, fam, do you know how many players, yeah?
Yeah, but you see, that's what, fam. That's what I keep on telling you. United have been. We
get it right. Hold on,
we don't have football guys.
Let me go through Ole Gunnar's signings, yeah, real quick, yeah. Ole Gunnar.
No, but where's Mourinho's signings?
That's what Mourinho's signings just said.
Okay.
I'll go through Ole Gunnar's, yeah. I'll go through Mourinho's one again. I thought I went through it, but look, Ole Gunnar, Maguire
didn't work.
Bye.
Look, Bruno Fernandes, yeah, it worked.
Yeah, okay, he's done well.
Wan-Bissaka, look,
didn't work.
See what I'm saying? People are not feeling him. He's still at the club though, which is a positive. Cavani, he's injured a lot of the time, but he's okay.
He's injured, but he misses a lot of chances from when he does play. So I don't think it's been a success. He hasn't had enough games.
Cavani was supposed to be a one guy. Now we're trying to turn him to a long-term player when he was supposed to just come for one season. So that was also pointless too. But
the thing is,
he kind of a stopper. But I would say he's okay.
He's a reminder of how our summer window's not doing so well, because when you see guys like Ibrahimovic, even though he's class, when you see guys like Falcao, when you see guys like, you know, what we saw, it's just we've been trying to firefight and replace.
Ibra was the only one that was good, but after he got injured, they got rid of him.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's just like when you should be looking for a long-term solution, permanent. It just shows how. But
Man United have got so used to just buying old guys.
But it's not even that. I think they're finished. This is what I'm just trying to tell you. Like, United.
Let me finish this off.
Go on.
Jadon Sancho, obviously, he's just coming. I'm happy that
you have to give him some time.
Amad Diallo, he's not getting any game time. He's on loan now. He's been
still got time.
Dan James, you know, he did. You know,
he's gone.
He's gone. Like, it was a failure as well.
No, he was a success because we actually made money off him. So.
I mean, it was a success in a sense. But I mean, in terms of outside of the money,
he's playing.
Yeah, he's playing and game time and overall like vision for the team.
We knew when we bought him. We knew what we were buying him for. But anyway, money-wise, we sold him and we got our money back.
I thought we was going to be the next Giggs or something. And, you know, remember they were saying, "Oh, it's electric. He makes you stand up off your chair when you see him." All of that talk and look. But anyway, Tom Heaton, like, you know, it is what it is. Pelestri, the biggest fail. He's on loan. I don't know if he'll ever wear the Manchester United shirt in the first team. Nathan Bishop, I don't know who that is basically. So Donny van der Beek, big failure as well. Not like he's the talent, but it's just game time.
And do you know what? His failure is not to his detriment because he's not been given the game time to prove himself.
Exactly. But then why you recruit? This is all on So when I'm saying failure, it's not about the player being a failure. It's about the board being a failure in the sense of their vision and what they plan to do. Telles as well, not getting enough game time like he should be getting. We bought him to be challenging Luke Shaw. He did. Luke Shaw was getting all the game time, benefiting. When his form dipped, we're still playing Luke Shaw. Telles ain't getting any game time. Do you know what I mean? And I've listed like another, 11, 13 players, whatever. And we've just been buying in players after players. We sent £1 billion. Do you know what I mean? £1 billion. And then we're talking about another rebuild. And now we're saying again, in the circle of all the players are swag, let's bring in a whole new set of players. And I'm like, that might be true. It might be true. And maybe we might need to get rid of them because they're not up for it. But my point when I was speaking to NK, I was just like, fam, like, I'm tired of this, bruv. Like, I'm just like, why can't Manchester United just be that team that just gets it right for once, bro? Just get it
the
right.
thing is, and the only reason why I'm saying we need to do a rebuild is if Ralf Rangnick is actually going to go upstairs, because the thing about United is, it's like we have a plan in place. For example, we got Ibrahimovic, Falcao, and Cavani. They came there to say, hey, they came there to do a job for like 1 season or 2. And the thing is, when you have that kind of a plan, stick to that plan, you know? Because even a perfect example is Cavani. Cavani came to give us time for us to sign a player. Now, when he came, whether he played good or not, bro, stick to the plan. Because if the plan was to get a young striker to come in for the long term, even when Cavani played good, still be looking. But United get into this trap where when something starts going good for them, it's like, okay, let's tear everything that we're doing and then just literally focus on what we're doing because it's working for us. Like, don't abandon the plan just because something is going good. Still continue on with the plan. Like, they had a plan with Ole, where the plan was to recruit like British guys and then mix it up with like young talent, European guys and everything. And they had that. But the thing is, they were chasing guys that they couldn't get. They were chasing too much ambitious kind of like guys. But the thing is, when you have that kind of a plan, what's your plan B? And they didn't have a plan B. For example, we went into this summer, for example, trying to chase guys like Declan Rice. But when you can't get Declan Rice, what is your plan B? And that's what they didn't have, because they didn't have no football guys out there to help them out. So
they looked at Camavinga. They looked at Camavinga. But the thing is, I don't know how serious they were taking some of these people that were being linked to. You know, it was.
I don't think they were taking it serious. I think those were just. But for when I heard that before we bought our Wan-Bissaka, United had almost like about 100 or 200 right back in their database that they were looking at, only to settle on Wan-Bissaka that is still in Premier League. But the thing is, there's no scouting that goes on, because if you have a proper like scouting, you go option 1, option 2, and option 3, and all these guys that you are looking at is guys that can fit your style of play. For example, if you want Declan Rice as a DM, find another guy too that will be less price to just do that. You don't go and say, oh, I'm going to wait. Like, like, for example, Sancho. The summer we were trying to sign Sancho, when we didn't get Sancho and we settled on Ahmed, which probably if it was what we have been scouting to do, once you got Ahmed, that was it. Stop there. Stop there and focus on developing Ahmed. Don't then go back on the next summer just to go get Sancho. If you fail to get him that season, get your next option, because if you have done your scouting right, the next option should still be good and to be able to work. In reality, now you got Ahmed that you spend money on, that's not working. Then you added Sancho on, because what you do is when you keep on doing that, you just end up having a base squad and no one is getting developed.
The thing is we get the guys that show the shirts. City and Liverpool goes for those guys that can perform. So they'll go for the Rafinhas and the Jotas, for example, and we go for the Jadon Sanchos and those guys that can sell a shirt.
City and them lots get players that literally fit their system.
Exactly.
And they got backup option. When City was trying to get Fred, that was their main guy. They wanted Juninho too. They had Fred, Juninho as the 2 DM that they were looking at. United stole Fred from them. Chelsea stole Juninho. And they went to Atletico Madrid and got, Rodri. You telling me that Rodri ain't playing ball? They're playing ball, bruv.
The scouts are doing their job, innit? I mean,
exactly, and that's what United need to do, bruv.
I know, and I think we digress because I mean, there's some of the frustrations in this whole stuff.
It's like right now, friends. United got their eyes on what they call it, Haaland, as their striker.
Yeah,
we don't get Haaland. Where do we go? But next minute, they're gonna go and try to get Aguero to come from retirement to come and give us one more season, buff.
Do you know what was annoying me? Yeah? Do you know what was annoying me? Real talk. Before I conclude, hopefully conclude this, unless you got anything to say on it, Edwin, yeah, is this Julian Alvarez? What's that guy's name? Alvarez guy, that Argentinian guy. That was frustrating me, and that was frustrating me because Greenwood has been waiting for his opportunity. He's been waiting for his chance. We've been bringing in these old veterans to come in and do a job, Cavani, Ronaldo, etc. And he has to be given his opportunity. Now we're being linked with next youngers, and I'm glad. I think it's just rumors anyway, but I'm glad that it isn't true because I feel like Manchester United really just need to say, do you know what? Greenwood just needs to take a bit of the mentality that Henderson took for goalkeeper. It didn't work out for him. Luckily, he's unlucky because he got COVID or whatever, and then he lost that opportunity. But he needs to take that opportunity, that approach Greenwood, and just said, you know what, it's now or never. It's now or never. Put me up top, forget this wing stuff, and do what I need to do. Instead of being linked with these funny guys, if that's true anyway, linked with these guys, not funny guys, but these youth, and I've been doing the business. But that's just my take on it. Hopefully, we get it right, and Ralf Rangnick being in his position on the board.
That's another thing that we do. That's another thing we do wrong as a club too, but when you get these guys, play them in a natural position, but don't be doing all this about. You got a striker and you play a striker as a winger, then you're gonna go buy Erling Haaland just to play him as a left back. Oh, sell shit, but
Riola will never have it. But anyway,
the thing is, they bought Pogba knowing that Pogba can play a certain position, and then they tried to make a Pogba like a DM, and the next minute Oli was trying to play him as a left winger. And this is what I mean, bruv. Oli literally played Pogba as a left winger the whole of last season. And then this season, he knows that I got a midfielder that I can't trust to play in there. And then, you're still going to go buy Sancho to add more problems to your wingers. And then left the midfield position there. That's just common sense. And no one at the club, and this is what sometimes you need a director of football to start questioning some of this manager. But when you say, I want this player, they're going to come and tell you okay, why do you need Sancho when you play Pogba on the wing? So why are you going to play Pogba then? And then he'll be like, I don't know, maybe I'm going to play Pogba in the midfield. Okay, so if you're going to play Pogba in the midfield, then that means you need to, someone needs to be questioning these managers, and find out why they need certain players and what position they need them for,
Because right now we're just trying to squeeze in players.
If you're a director of football,
we're just trying to squeeze in players, accommodate players.
Yeah, and director of football going to tell you okay, why is Greenwood still playing on the wing, bro? If you want Cavani to sign another year, why are you not playing Greenwood certain players, bro? Someone needs to be up there challenging these managers, bro.
Should be you,
and
NK.
That's all you need, bro.
Should be you, bro. Apply for that thing, fam. I reckon you do a better job.
Oh, if they give it, they cannot afford me, bro. They cannot afford me. Manchester United cannot afford me, bro. But that job is too stressful. If I take that job, I can die within a year. So they cannot afford me, bro.
I said indemnity insurance, all of them things there. Edwin, final words, man.
I just want to see us get into a position where the players, like Gary Neville said it the best, that the Man United players are moaners. They're too entitled. They haven't earned their entitlement. It's not like they're winning leagues. They're beating teams. They're winning the Champions League for them to talk reckless. They haven't won anything or come close to it. So we need to get to a position where we get a manager that just puts everything on lock. This is my formation. You guys will play on it. That's it. No, I don't want to see no headlines about crisis talks. You know what I mean? Your role as a player, you get paid to be coached and perform on the pitch. Do that. So for me, I want us to be in a position, because look, think about it, yeah? So now he has to learn to adapt his style to a style because the team can't play to his style. And it's not going to get any better because he knows his style. Think about it, yeah? He can't even get Man United team to press. They're lazy. So we need to get back in the team where we actually get players that want to play for the team and put their heart. Like back in the day when we used to watch Man United, Roy Keane times, even when you had Rooney, Ronaldo in his first stint, Tevez, all them man wanted to play for Man United. Ferdinand, but they actually will put their, you know what I mean? Win or lose, they'll put an effort in, you know what I mean? Yeah. These players are just like, when did you ever see an old Man United team where people are moaning during the game? Or not even trying? Like back in the day, look at the Newcastle game, losing 3-0, bang, we came, banged them 4-3. Like we don't have that fire. Like we just give up. We actually just give up. Like the team is like, they're too entitled right now. It's just a bunch of, they're all playing like they're playing their last year of their contract and they're ready to retire after this. There's no heart. There used to be like honor in playing for Man United. Now it's just anyone could play for Man U. It wasn't like that before. So I think we need to get in a position where the players want to play for the team and the manager actually has control.
Well said, man.
With me, I'm just going to keep this nice and short, bro, man. And this is an advice to all you United fans out there, bro. Fam, forget about performance because we ain't getting none to the end of the season, bro. Every single game that we are going to face right now, yeah, is going to be like a cup final because teams know that when they play us, there's a chance for them to get something from that game. So when they come, they play as if like they can get something from the game. And if we don't buy a meal for that, bro, man, every game is going to be like, don't ever go into a United game thinking that we can win this game. Every game is a 50-50 game. United are never favored for no games no more, bro. Everybody can beat everybody. And that's how it's going to be between now and the end of the season, bro. Don't be surprised if we go there, Villa can beat us, we can beat Villa. We just don't know what's going to happen. So from now on, all this thing that we're talking about, we go easy games. But forget about that, bro. Ain't no easy games, bro. It is a top 5 between now to the end of the season, bro. So we need to get ourselves ready for that kind of a battle, bro.
Agreed, man, agreed. Guys, I couldn't agree anymore with those points. And I think, yeah, like you said, it's going to be a bumpy ride for Manchester United fans. But do you know what? We're here through it, man. We're here through it. We're going to talk through it, discuss our points, share our views. Guys, thanks for joining. People that's watching, leave comments. If you watched it, just leave comments. Let us know your thoughts. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. You know the URLs already. Follow, like, comment, subscribe. Peace.